Hello, my name is Dr. Alice L. Swift, and I'm the Director of Safe and Orderly Schools and Deputy Coordinator for Title IX for Anne Arundel County Public Schools. And today I would like to talk with you about bullying, cyberbullying, harassment, intimidation, and sexual harassment. What is it, what to do about it, and how to stop it. I would first like to inform our families that in 2023, the Maryland State Department of Education provided a model policy for guidance for local school systems regarding bullying, harassment, and intimidation. And as you can see, the Maryland State Department of Education, the purpose of the policy and the updates speak to having students having the right to be free from bullying, harassment, or intimidation in all Maryland public schools. In addition, Anne Arundel County Public Schools Policy JCCA and Regulation JCCRA, bullying, cyberbullying, harassment, intimidation, or sexual harassment, was also updated to reflect a zero tolerance for our school system and that students should be free to come to school without any of these events occurring on our school campuses, field trips, on and off property. What is bullying or cyberbullying? The one thing that I'd like to highlight on this slide is that bullying is unwanted, demeaning behavior among students that involves a real or perceived power imbalance. However, it must be noted that this behavior would have to be considered to be repeated, or whether this behavior could have the potential to be highly likely to be repeated over time. What is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying is bullying that takes place over digital devices like cell phones, computers, and tablets. It can occur through texting, apps online, or via social media, in forums or gaming where people can view, participate in, or share content. Cyberbullying includes sending, posting, or sharing negative, harmful, false, or hurtful content about another student, and it can include sharing personal or private information about someone else, causing embarrassment or humiliation. What is harassment? Harassment includes actual or perceived negative actions that offend, ridicule, or demean another student about their race, ethnicity, national origin, immigration status, family or parental or marital status, their sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, religion, ancestry, physical attributes, socioeconomic status, physical or mental ability or disability. What is intimidation? Intimidation occurs in any communication or action that is directed against another student that threatens or induces a sense of fear and or inferiority. Retaliation may be considered a form of intimidation. What is sexual harassment? Sexual harassment and misconduct include any unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, other physical or verbal conduct, or any conduct of a sexual nature which substantially interferes with a student's educational benefit, opportunity, or performance. What to do about it? The first step would be definitely to report the event to the school-based administration, counselor, school psychologist, or mentor or teacher, someone that the student trusts. But in addition, we would hope that families or students complete the online form at www.aacps.org to report alleged bullying, harassment, cyberbullying or intimidation or sexual harassment that occurred during the current school year on school property, at a school-sponsored activity or event off school property, on a school bus, on the way to and from school, or the internet, sent on or off school property, or that substantially disrupted the orderly operations of the school. How do I stop it? Stay strong and stop bullying. If you, students or parents, witness bullying or get a report of bullying, cyberbullying, intimidation, harassment, and or sexual harassment, please tell that person to stop and inform the administration immediately at your school. But if you see someone being bullied, be an upstander, get the administration involved, reach out and assist the bullied student. Listen and support your students and work with the school administration, parents, and guardians to be sure that all students are safe. Learn and help train all adults in your community, in your neighborhood, on your neighborhood street or block, any after school activities and things, or outside in the community at activities, to train all adults and youth on how to recognize and respond to bullying. Start a not in our school anti-bullying club. Students, you can seek that out through your professional school counseling office or the school-based administration, where you, as our youth, would lead in finding solutions to this very unfortunate practice of some in our schools and our community, and also create an identity safe climate where all people are respected in the classroom and, of course, school-wide. Anonymous tip lines and resources. Sometimes the bullying report may be an area where students feel reluctance, anxiety, or there could be a mental health concern where they do not feel comfortable coming forward. If that is the case, they can access the Safe Schools Maryland tip line at 1-833 Maryland Be Safe. They can go on the web for safeschoolsmaryland.org. These applications can be downloaded on their smartphones, available from the Apple App Store and, of course, Google Play. The Effective Bullying Solutions, if you want to read up on this information of how students can feel more comfortable for standing up to these types of events, it's called No One Size Fits All Answer, written by Dr. Deborah Temkin. The nobullying.com would also can provide families with more resources about what to do about it and how to identify it and adjust when these things do happen. Of course, the American Psychological Association is always a great resource that our parents and students and guardians can go to look for new ways to stop bullying. And the information there speaks to psychologists efforts and the documentation that they have to provide families with the driving efforts to get effective research-based bullying prevention and intervention programs into our schools, like we are currently doing in Anne Arundel County Public Schools. If you access the Anne Arundel County Public Schools website at www.aacps.org, across the toolbar you will see the first tab that documents students. You click on the tab. That brings us to the sheet for safeschoolsmaryland.org. And underneath, you will see the anti-bullying reporting stop sign or the no bullying zone. At that point, you would click on the anti-bullying reporting, and that brings you to the anti-bullying Anne Arundel County Public Schools Initiative overview, where bullying stops here. So if you believe that your child may be a target of bullying, intimidation, or harassment, where you see a change in the school performance of your child, that absenteeism is high, that there are issues of truancy and dropout, or peer rejection, or aggressive behavior, or that your child has just shut down and they have confided in you that they have a concern at their school, please access the initial reporting form for bullying, intimidation, harassment, and cyberbullying and sexual harassment by clicking the online reporting to the right. Once clicked, that will bring you directly to the bullying, harassment, or intimidation reporting form. And I'd like to walk you through the form. So you would click on Begin Form. And here, parents and guardians, the document provides an overview of the definitions that I reviewed with you through the course of this presentation so that you understand that if any of the things or not may meet those criteria, we are encouraging you to make your report. The first part of the report begins with the date, and of course, it's the school system of Anne Arundel County Public Schools. The alleged targeted student is the student that's reporting the event or the victim. We no longer call students victims, we call them targets. So the person reporting the incident, it could be you, parent or guardian, it could be the student, it could be a friend of the student, a neighbor, it can be anyone. But please make sure that the person's name, telephone number, email address, and confirmation of that email is firm, because that's where your confirmation report will come back to you. In addition, that will assist school-based administrators with contacting the necessary parties to conduct the investigation once the report comes through. Further on the form, the relation to the student, please identify if it's a student, parent or guardian, caregiver of student, close adult or relative of the student, school staff, or bystander. The alleged targeted student's information is their name and age, and please inform us if the student who has been a targeted of these events has had any days absent as a result of the incidents. After all that is completed, the alleged offenders and the alleged witnesses, and try to be as specific as you can so that the administration can narrow down the dates of when these events occurred, whether it was a one-time event or multiple events. And if you do not know the names of the students, the first and last name, or the last name or the first name, try to do or encourage the student to remember the best of their ability so that the school system can support them. And then you move to the statement that best describe what happened. You can click multiple statements. It is not limited to one thing. Just for an example, if you believe it was because of a student's disability or their religious practices or their perceived sexual orientation, all of the areas of which are covered under the protected classes are identified on the form. Where did the incident happen? Again, try to be specific enough so that the school-based administration can take the investigation. If it's on the bus, they'll be able to view camera footage, hopefully. If it happened in the hallway at the school or in the cafeteria, please understand too that there's some areas in schools that do not have cameras, such as locker rooms and bathrooms. But one would be able to see enough to try to identify, meaning the school-based administration, if they could bring to light any information in those surrounding areas to support the actual form. Describe the incident, including what the alleged offender said or did. Um, Please also include why do you think that bullying, harassment, or intimidation occurred. This could have been an ongoing event that the school may not have known about, and any previous information that could lead to a better outcome of an investigation and better support to the students who are offending, in addition to supporting the targeted student. Make sure you document whether a physical injury resulted from the incident and if the student required medical attention. Also, if there was any physical injury, are there any permanent effects? And do you have any documentation to support that? Was there a psychological injury result from the incident? If so, have services been sought? And if not, have services not been sought? And we ask that because the school system could certainly provide resources to our parent families if they needed that. And in addition, and in closing for the form, very important, if there's any additional information that you would like to provide the school system to help us with the investigation to stop these events and to support your child, we certainly will welcome that on the document. And also make sure that the form is signed. But please understand, by signing the form, that you're testing that all information on the form is accurate to the best of the student's knowledge or the person reporting the information's knowledge, and that those who are reporting understand the serious nature of this report. And by signing the report form, the student or parent or the individual completing the form also understands and agrees to be contacted by the school, local, state, or federal authorities, if necessary, to assist in the matters of this particular report. And once that is signed, you click the submit button, and then you would receive an automatic email documenting that you completed the report, a copy of your report, and there's a confirmation number on that report that then you can utilize to go back to the school-based administration, the principal and the team, and say to them that you completed the report, and here's my confirmation number. Could you please provide any updates to the investigation at that time? We appreciate your efforts to stop bullying, cyberbullying, intimidation, and harassment, and sexual harassment within Anne Arundel County Public Schools, in addition to our communities that surround our public schools. And we thank you for your support in these efforts to continue to have what we call an anti-bullying free school system.